All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today we're taking those abstract digital defenses and translating them into tangible, real-world security. We're going to help you master the absolute core cryptography concepts you need for the CompTIA Security Plus exam. Look, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by alphabet soup terms like PKI or key escrow, don't worry, you are in the right place. We're going to break it all down systematically. The goal here isn't just to memorize terms, but to actually understand how they interlock to protect our data. Sound good?
So here's our quick roadmap for today. First, securing the digital world. Then, demystifying PKI. Third, a tale of two keys. And finally, the key escrow dilemma. Let's get to it.
Kicking things off with Section 1, Securing the Digital World, the physical versus the digital.
You know, safeguarding sensitive digital info actually requires the exact same mindset as locking down a physical building. Think about it. In the real world, what do you use? You use heavy vaults, security guards, badge readers, right? Well, digitally, we achieve that exact same level of defense just using encryption, hashing, and certificates. We're literally just swapping out steel doors for mathematical algorithms to ensure complete protection of our critical data.
Moving right along to Section 2, Demystifying PKI, the security ecosystem.
Okay, Public Key Infrastructure, or PKI. This isn't just a single algorithm. No, it is an entire, massive key management system. Its whole job is to create, distribute, manage, store, and ultimately revoke digital certificates. Honestly, it helps to think of it as the grand architect of your digital trust environment. It's responsible for the entire life cycle of your cryptographic keys, from beginning to end.
And PKI is truly all-encompassing. When we think of cybersecurity, right, we usually picture hardware and software, the blinking servers and complex encryption codes. But a PKI ecosystem relies just as heavily on the policies, the procedures, and the actual people who govern them. I mean, if your policies are weak or your people are careless, the math simply cannot save you. It takes all four of these pillars standing strong together to make a PKI environment actually secure.
Now, as you're learning this stuff, please don't fall into the common trap of treating PKI and public key encryption as, identical synonyms. They are definitely related, but they are absolutely distinct. You can completely use public key encryption without building an entire infrastructure around it. But when you want centralized, verifiable trust at massive scale, with all those rules and policies we just talked about, well, that is when you deploy a PKI.
Let's anchor this in your daily life for a second. If you've ever shopped securely online, looked up and saw that little padlock icon in the browser, or if you've logged into a remote work server, or even sent a secure email, you have personally relied on PKI. It's basically the invisible shield ensuring that the e-commerce site taking your credit card is exactly who they claim to be. Pretty cool, right?
All right, Section 3, a tale of two keys, diving into asymmetric encryption.
So before we even use these keys, how are they born in the first place? Well, they generate in one of two ways. In centralized generation, a central server creates the key pair and distributes the public key out as needed. On the flip side, in decentralized generation, the key pair is created directly on a local computer, strictly for that local system's use, meaning those keys are never distributed. The architecture you end up choosing totally dictates your ultimate level of control.
Now, PKI creates what we call asymmetric key pairs. All that means is two different keys that mathematically interlock. First up is the public key. Think of it kind of like an open padlock. Literally anyone in the world can have a copy of it, and anyone can snap it shut to send you a secure message, like a web browser connecting to Amazon, for instance. But then there's the private key. This is the highly confidential, tightly guarded secret that only you hold to unlock that padlock. Basically, you share the public key with the world, but you protect that private key with your life. But wait, this stark separation of power introduces a massive operational risk. Really think about it for a second. If that tightly guarded, highly confidential private key is lost, or corrupted, or totally destroyed, what happens? Does all the data encrypted to it just vanish into the digital ether forever?
Which brings us to Section 4, the key escrow dilemma, safety nets and master vaults.
Okay, to prevent a catastrophic digital lockout, some PKI implementations use what's called a key escrow. This basically turns a trusted third party into an escrow agent, and their entire job is to securely vault a copy of your private keys. Honestly, just think of it like leaving a master spare key in a safe deposit box at the bank. It's an off-site backup, completely separate from your day-to-day operations.
Now, you might be wondering, why on earth would I hand over my most guarded secret? Well, it's an absolutely essential safety net. Say an employee accidentally wipes their hard drive and their local key is just gone. The escrow ensures the company can still recover its own encrypted data. Plus, if law enforcement ever presents a subpoena, authorized entities can use that escrowed key to access necessary, legally mandated communications.
But, as with everything, cryptography is a double-edged sword. By gathering all these private backup keys into one single place, you've essentially created a vault of master keys. And what does a master vault instantly become? Yep, the ultimate target for hackers. It's a totally necessary safety net for data recovery, but man, it creates a massive honeypot. If that escrow agent is compromised, the entire kingdom falls. As you prepare for your Security Plus exam, and honestly, more importantly, as you go out and defend these systems in the real world, I want to leave you with this thought. We've seen exactly how PKI structures trust, how asymmetric keys separate power, and how key escrow balances a crucial safety net with, frankly, extreme risk. So, when you look at the digital systems you rely on every single day, ask yourself, who actually holds the master keys to your digital life? And are you truly comfortable with how they're guarding the vault?